So my question is, likely there was some mental health issues. But what I do know, and I want to get your thoughts on this, is I think a lot of parents ignore the mental health issues. And they think, oh, Johnny's just a little different. You know, this is not something we need to worry about. I want to get your thoughts, because I know you deal with this on a day-to-day basis. Am I right in that thinking?
Yes, you absolutely are correct in what you are thinking and what you are saying. There are go on behind closed doors that we don't know about. And there obviously was some serious mental health issues going on within that home. And what happens is when there are mental health issues that are going on within the parents, what ends up happening is that the child, because of that, what ends up happening is the child creates a world within themselves. And I'm afraid that this is what happened here. When the focus is mostly on yourself, and it's nearly impossible to then deal with your own mental illness and be able to take care and notice other people's needs, especially your children.
Yeah, it's funny that you say that, because reports are coming out. As we said, we're learning more about these parents. Apparently, they had left the children home to go out drinking on a number of occasions. As a matter of fact, they had some contact with the child services. Somebody had called it on them for things like that, leaving them alone, et cetera, et cetera. So it's clear that there was this sort of focus on self rather than the children. That may have played a part. The last thing I want to ask you about is the school and their abilities to deal with these types of situations. Apparently, counselors had talked to him. So when the decision was made to leave him in school, school counselors had already talked to him and determined that he wasn't a threat, regardless of what we had seen on that paper, which clearly suggests he was a threat from what we've seen in other instances. Talk to me about the school's capability to sort of determine whether kids belong in school or not.
Michael, I am so glad that you asked me this question. And I want to be really clear on that. Their parents and he, the child, are in trouble. There are immediate warning signs such as withdrawal or feelings of rejection or social isolation. And then there's imminent danger warning signs. And this is everything that we saw that was happening. It was him writing a message that he needed help. It was the teachers seeing the videos of the ammunition. It was the drawings with the bullets. These are imminent danger signs that something needs to be done immediately. And it is beyond me why the administrators did not take it upon themselves to say, we're not letting the parents leave here today. These are signs that when they happen, caution needs to go up in you, flags need to go up, and you say to yourself, I am not here to make a judgment on this. We must be cautious in all schools everywhere when we see these imminent danger signs.
I could not,
I don't know
Dr.
what
Su,
is.
I could not agree more. I'm sorry I had to cut you off. We're going to run out of time here. And I will say this, I agree with everything you're saying. And they should have contacted police at the very least. If they couldn't send them home, you keep them there, but you call the police, get them involved. I think that was a big mistake as well. Dr. Su, I'm so sorry we didn't get more of a chance to talk. I promise you, we're going to get you on again real soon. We'll get this whole technical thing worked out. And because I definitely have a lot more questions for you and loved some of your answers, want to hear more about what you have to say about this situation, all right?
Thank you, Michael, for having me on. I appreciate it.
You have a great night. We're going to take a break right now. When we come back, we have our Talk Back segment, and we asked you, who do you think is more culpable, other than the gunman in the deadly Oxford High School shooting? Do you think the parents or the school share more of the blame in this horrific incident? We'll hear what you had to say in today's Talk Back segment next, so keep it right here on Quick TV. Welcome back to Court TV Live. I'm Michael Ayala. District Attorney Karen McDonald has charged the parents of the alleged Oxford High School shooter Ethan Crumbley with manslaughter, involuntary manslaughter, and has not ruled out potential charges against the school as well. For today's Talkback segment, we asked our viewers, who do you think is more culpable, the parents or the school? I just have time to read a couple of comments here. Our first comment is from Jan Parker Vandiver. Jan says, I thought in these kinds of situations it was mandatory to call police. So did I. The sheriff stated he wished they had been notified. And our next comment comes from Candy Button. Candy says both the schools never, ever take the bullying seriously, and the parents, because they knew he was having issues and still left a gun within his reach, he is just as guilty too. All three parties need to be held accountable. And our final comment comes from Valerie Wilson. Valerie says, I think they both share blame for what happened here. The schools and police are not babysitters for parents, but are responsible when young people are left in their care. But in the end of the day, discipline and supervision begins at home. Amen to that. All right. I want to say thanks to Leslie Ricard Chambers for being with us. I'm Michael Ayala. It's been a pleasure being with you as well. Up next in Closing Arguments, Vinnie Politan takes a look at the biggest moments in the snake breeder murder trial again. Lindley Rennick will be testifying tomorrow morning, so you do want to be here on Court TV. Closing Arguments next.